Okay, continuing on our review, and in this case, page 4. I have a function that I'm asked to graph and answer questions about, but I'm asked to use a TI Inspire to do that. So 0.1x cubed plus 0.1x squared minus 3x. So let's just go ahead and create a document. So I'll create a new document, which is a graph, and then it's 0.1x cubed plus 0.1x squared minus 3x. Okay, and it looks like I don't see quite the graph, so I'm going to scale the window just a little bit. So window zoom and window settings, looks like the Y needs to go up just a little bit more. So let's just scale it up to say the value of 10, see if that catches most of the graph. So now you can see I've got most of what's going on with the graph, where it crosses the axis and all of that information. So now I'm asked questions about this. An even or odd. I can tell because it goes down in one direction, up in the other. It's not an even. This is an odd function, and I can look at it and tell that the leading coefficient has to be positive. So if I come over here, I know that this is an even function, and the leading coefficient has to be a positive number. Then I'm asked to determine what are the roots of this equation. So I can look at my graph and see, okay, it looks like I see them, but I just want to double check and make sure that they're not off by a little bit. So what I'm going to do is menu and analyze graph the zeros. So it looks like this 0 is at -6, 0. And then let's find the other one, analyze graph 0. I've got a 0 at 0, 0. Okay, and then the last one, menu, analyze graph 0 and 5, 0. So it looks like -6, 0, and 5 are the zeros. So my roots or zeros are at -6, 0, 0, 0, and 5, 0. I'm asked for the domain of this function, okay? So the domain of this function, if I look at it, my x values go from -infinity to infinity. And it looks like my y values are also -infinity to infinity. So the domain and range are both -infinity to infinity. So -infinity to infinity, -infinity to infinity. Absolute maximum, absolute minimum. If I look at the graph again, this graph continues going up, so there is no absolute maximum, and over here to the left, it continues going down. There is no absolute minimum. So in this case, there is no absolute maximum, and there is no absolute minimum. Okay. And then any max or min that I see must be a relative max or min in this case. So if I come over here and look at my graph once more, it looks like there's a maximum here and a minimum over here. So I need to find those points. So menu, analyze graph, maximum. So if I come over here, there is a maximum, -3.51, 7.44. -3.51, 7.44. So -3.51, 7.44. That's my relative maximum. Make sure I got that right. -3.51, 7.44. Relative minimum. So I need to go over to the right side of the graph to get that minimum. So menu, analyze minimum. The minimum is going to be 2.85, -542. So 2.85. So 2.85, -5.42. So that is the relative minimum, okay? Intervals where the function is greater than 0. So where is it above the axis? It looks like it's above the axis, and did I say greater than or greater than equal to? So from -6 to 0, so from -6 to 0 with brackets, and then also from 5 to infinity. So 5 to infinity. Those are the intervals where it's greater than or equal to 0. Where is it less than 0? That looks like negative infinity to negative 6, and from 0 to 5. So from negative infinity to negative 6, and then from 0 to 5, that's where my graph is below the y-axis. Where is this function increasing and decreasing? So it looks like it starts out increasing, increases from negative infinity to negative 3.51. So negative infinity to negative 3.51. That's my increase interval. Then it starts to decrease and increases again from 2.85 to infinity. So 2.85 to infinity is where it increases. Where is the function decreasing? It looks like the decrease interval is negative 351 to 285. So from negative 3.51 to 285, that's the interval where it decreases. Okay? So a lot of information that was there in the graph, and I think it did say sketch the graph. So our graph, remember, let's see, what were the zeros? Negative 6, 0, and 5. So negative 6, 0, and 5. And it looks like it went up to about somewhere around 7.5. So if I were to graph that guy, it did something like this. So something up. And then how far down did it go? It went to about negative 5, so somewhere like this, okay? So that was a rough sketch of the graph. But again, using your calculator, you can get a lot of information that we just got from the zeros and the extrema, the max and mins, okay?